So the time has come to us to move to week 3. In week 3, we start on Tuesday night. So this program called Viva La France. We are going back to exploration of French music, and since we've done it a number of times, you probably all realize that there are no big French symphonies except for the Saint-Saëns, which we already performed before. And so the greatness of French music is in other aspects of symphonic orchestra writing, and mostly in ballet music, opera, and shorter works like symphonic poems. Anyway, here is my new program. We're going to start with symphonic poem by César Franck, which called The Accursed Huntsman. I really dearly love that piece, and for many years I wanted to play this piece, but since it called for 4 bassoons and 4 trumpets, it was slightly outside of our budget. But now we've grown to have enough budget to hire extra players and to perform this magnificent symphonic poem, Accursed Huntsman. Then we're going to invite young Korean violinist Anna Lee Beck to perform Violin Concerto No. 3 by Saint-Saëns, which I learned being in conservatory, studying with David Oistrakh. I think the year was 1962, which also makes it many, many years ago. And then we will finish with 2 suites from Arlésienne, ballet by Georges Bizet. And again, this music calls for 2 trumpets and 2 cornets, and also alto saxophone, so it is very richly orchestrated with lots of percussions and harp. And that would be a second half of our concert. So remember, César Franck, Saint-Saëns, and Georges Bizet. The following program on Thursday has nothing to do with France. It's called The Roses and Thorns of Love. It's music of Richard Wagner and Richard Strauss. So here we're going to hear Prelude to Meistersingers and Forest Murmurs and Prelude and Love Death from Tristan, all by Wagner. It's going to be first half of the concert. In the second concert, we will reinvite back our beloved guest artist Lilia Zilberstein, who is going to play Burlesque by Richard Strauss, followed by his most famous symphonic poem, Don Juan. This program is really a total highlight of the orchestra and orchestral writing. It's very rich, very brilliant, very emotional, full of roses and thorns of love. And now we are on the final stretch. Our final concert is called Russian Greats. Russian Greats. We're going to start with Overture, The Life for the Tsar by Mikhail Glinka. This piece also is taking me back to my very first year of studying conducting in St. Petersburg under the famous professor Nikolai Rabinovich. And the first overture I had to study as a freshman was Life for the Tsar by Mikhail Glinka. This time it will be performed by our emerging conductor, Blair Skinner. The next piece will be a symphony by Sergei Prokofiev, which is not the most popular and not very well known, but still great. And that is Symphony No. 3. The third symphony was written at the time when Prokofiev was working on his opera Fiery Angel. And it has many interesting corresponding themes or moods from the opera. but still it creates its own entity as a four-movement symphonic work. And I can only tell you, it is a work of pure genius, Sergei Prokofiev. It is very, very Russian work, and full of interesting inventions and melodies. In a way, I don't want to tell you too much about it, because the music is supposed to shock you from the beginning to the end. It is absolutely unbelievable. As a matter of fact, if I would be able to tell you all about music, we wouldn't need to play it. Therefore, I have to leave something undone. And finally, after the intermission, I will invite back Lilia Zilberstein to play one of the most favorite concerto ever written, and that is the third concerto by Sergei Rachmaninoff. And I think it will be the most fitting end to the whole festival. So I wish to see you all attending the festivals and enjoying magnificent Door County Peninsula. Thank you very much.